Hello everyone, welcome to ResearchHUB. My name is Yaul Haq Munim. I'm the founder of ResearchHUB, and I'm also working as an associate professor in Norway. In this lecture, I'm going to discuss on the use of generative AI in academic research. So there has been lots of discussions and debates about the use of AI, for example, ChatGPT, and there are nowadays many other tools, and it's hard to really reach a consensus. But here, the information I'm going to present are based on Emerald Publishing Group. I'm one of the senior editors in this journal, IGOAM, International Journal of Emerging Markets, and it is under the Emerald publisher. And Emerald has adopted some guidelines on the use of generative AI and ChatGPT. So these are the guidelines that I'm going to discuss here today. So one of the first point is that copywriting any part of an article that uses a generative AI tool or large language models would not be permissible, including the generation of abstract or the literature review. As per Emerald's authorship criteria, the author must be responsible for the work and accountable for its accuracy, integrity, and validity. So it's not possible to copyright anything that uses a generative AI tool or large long language models. Then the generation or reporting of results that uses generative AI tool or LLM is also not permissible. As per Emerald's authorship criteria, the authors must be responsible for the creation and interpretation of their work and accountable for its accuracy, integrity, and validity. One of the issues with these large language models and generative AI tool is that they are not really developed with the goal of generation and reporting of results. So they are mainly language models, and oftentimes when we get outputs about reporting of results and generation of results, they are not 100% accurate. So for those purposes, we should really not use LLMs or generative AIs and do the work more based on our experience and our manual work. Also, in-text reporting of statistics using generative AI tool and LLM is not permissible due to concern over the authenticity, integrity, and validity of the data produced, although the use of such a tool to aid the analysis of the work would be permissible. So it might be okay to aid analysis, but we might not really report the results or statistical results that we get from an AI tool or LLM. Nowadays, there are some tools dedicated to analysis of data, which are based on generative AI. So, for example, there is something called Julia's AI, which is a very cool tool, mainly dedicated for data analysis using AI. So, you might use that and you might actually be able to report analysis from that. But if you're using ChatGPT, which is not really dedicatedly made for this kind of a statistical analysis, although it might do it very well in many circumstances, but it's not recommended that you actually use ChatGPT. And also, if you use any software, you really have to mention it, what software you used in your writing of the methods and analysis part. Also, the submission and publication of images created by AI tools or large scale generative model is not permitted. So most of the images that we put in our journal articles, they're often must be developed by the authors because the journals cannot really copyright them when they publish if they're produced by some other sources. So most of the images, it should be developed by different softwares. It could be developed by different software, statistical analysis softwares and tools, but it has to be made by the authors. Okay. Finally, the copy editing of an article that uses generative AI tool in order to improve its language and readability would be permissible, as this mirrors the standard tools already employed to improve spelling and grammar and uses existing author-created material rather than generating wholly new content, while the author remains responsible for the original work. So proofreading is okay, and I have made another video about it, so you will find the link here. In that video, I showed that I was using ChatGPT to check for spelling mistakes, and I was asking ChatGPT that, okay, so I uploaded this Word file and I was asking it to find the spelling mistakes. So first it gave me some spelling mistake, but then I fixed them and uploaded it again and asked for a spelling mistakes. It still had some spelling mistake. It could still find some new spelling mistakes. So the first time it didn't do it 100% correctly. So the second time after getting the feedback, I fixed those, tried again. I think in the fourth time I got it right, and after that there were no more spelling mistakes in the document. So basically, you cannot really use ChatGPT for anything else except for proofreading. Okay, so that's totally okay if you do it for spelling checks and fixing grammatical errors. That's totally okay, but do not use it for generation of any text. Nowadays, even many organizations have adopted this guideline that if you use ChatGPT even for proofreading or spelling checks, you have to mention it in the manuscript, in the acknowledgement section, or in the method section or ethical consideration section, that you have actually used ChatGPT to do this proofreading and things like that. But in general, a lot of the times, ChatGPT is very useful in supportive works, which we kind of mentioned here. So, for example, when I'm working with review comments from the reviewers, often we get some comments which are unclear. I don't really understand what to do and so on. So I can copy the comment in ChatGPT and I can tell it that, can you please interpret this comment? So then it gives me a nice explanation and an interpretation of the comment, which makes me understand what is it that the reviewer really wants, and then I can work towards that. Okay, so I hope you find it useful. Good luck with your research.